JC here, Colt, Judas, Jude, whatever you want to call me, back. I asked some of my people on Facebook, and of course, only one guy hit me up, right? Because you don't do this YouTube thing too much, and you don't do a whole lot of things outside. You talk, but here's the thing. I asked him, just an idea. What do you want me to talk about? Flat out, my homie Tony Valentine said Mid-South. Want me to talk about Mid-South? Wow, it was very general. Just Mid-South. Okay. I could break this up into parts. I can do things differently. But I'm going to try to maybe ask you, maybe people out there watching, if you want me to, if I don't cover something in a video, maybe I'm going to try to cover different things one at a time, maybe address them, because just talking about Mid-South territory is it's huge. I wasn't there, okay? I didn't live through it, but from what I've learned, talked to, watched, listened, and read, it was a huge thing in wrestling. It was a huge influence. So, excuse me, talking about Mid-South, let's break it down to the territory. Territory was down there in Louisiana, down there in the pocket of the Gulf. Made a lot of money. Bill Watts. Okay, Bill Watts was a huge star at the time, and was a very I don't want to say influential, but he knew his product, and he knew his consumers, if you know what I'm saying. Consumers, I'm saying being fans. He knew what they wanted and how to go about doing it. And he had a certain vision for it. A certain vision being that, he get some air here. He booked things and held traditions and rules up to the par. So, like Bill Watts, his influence in wrestling and the territory, I feel has maybe waned a little bit. Not even a little bit, like a lot, because Bill Watts was a stickler and a keeper of kayfabe. Something that a lot of people still claim is dead now. I can cover that later. But he wanted the people to still believe, okay, in what was going on, and you can't. That clinches on the emotion of the people. He wanted to make sure that the raw emotion that people were generating and that the wrestlers were getting was legit, because that's how you made the money. And he made stars like JYD, Hacksaw Butch Reed, the list goes on. I mean, Ted DiBiase was down there. Lots of names. And the wrestling was top notch. The brawls and the feuds, you could still probably rewatch them today with the promos and still be like, I hate this guy. They're still everything's still right there where it just grabs you. And he was very good at doing that and knowing his market. So like I said, JYD, a lot of people will talk about good old Junkyard Dog, and even the old heads. He wasn't the greatest technical guy. He wasn't. And truthfully, didn't need to be. He went out there. The people believed into him. He bled charisma, literally. He was booked in such a way to protect him of what he couldn't do and exemplify what he could do, which is a mark of a good booker. You want to make sure that somebody, like, let's say, like JYD, who's not the most technically sound, but who can still tell a story and get the people behind them. You want to protect them, and that's what Bill Watts did, and made a huge star out of him. And you can't deny that. Like, even like today, man, people, you know, I run into truck drivers, stuff like that. A lot of shakes of people, you know, they'll mention JYD, especially guys from the South. You know, JYD, you know, you can't deny it. I mean, he made a star out of the guy. And the thing is Mid-South, in the old school mentality of things, I mean, things that you probably can't get away with today, we get it, but you might be able to, it just kind of depends, really push the bar on certain things. I mean, Bill Watts made sure it was legit, and that is the best type of probably environment for wrestling that I've probably heard, is that, like, you know, the heels were kind of scared to go to the ring. And if you're thinking now today that, well, you know, I'm a bad guy and, you know, I don't want to get stabbed or anything, the people that wanted to stab you were the ones paying the most money. Okay? That's how you made sure that you got your heat, that you knew you had the heat, is that people wanted to riot. People wanted to string you up. Yeah, it was a little bit, you know, crazy at times, but what do you expect? You know, like, you're there to generate people coming in and making money. People lose that type of look at it, you know. So, and then you book them in such a way where the heel gets it, and then people get incensed and crazy and then, you know, one time the heel comes out for a promo, he almost gets stabbed, shanked, police got to come out, all that crazy stuff, talks bad. Next month or so, match happens, babyface beats the snot out of him, people go crazy. That's 101. You know, I mean, that's a no-brainer. And, you know, for people today to say that type of fan and everything else, them zealots are crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to be like, to hate somebody that much. That's like going out and say, you know, in a Michigan State game and somebody getting so incensed and so irate over Michigan State that they, you know, go out and, you know, they try to come through their hallway and somebody tries to stab them. You know, yeah, it's a little bit crazy to get that mad over sports, but it happens, and that's what it is. So I think Mid-South and Bill Watts had a huge influence on wrestling. I think that the things that Bill Watts implemented and did in his territory were great. Yeah, he ruled with an iron fist, but that's because he was protecting his business, and that's where he made his money. And if you stood right beside him and you did your thing, what I hear, he took care of you. If you kind of were like an in and out type guy, you didn't really give a shit. You just wanted, you know, that happens, but, you know, that's pretty much what it was. I mean, the guy did a lot of things, and then after Mid-South folded, Bill Watts, did things when he got hired into WCW that he did in Mid-South. You know, he the whole coming off the top rope, the mats, the bar none, Ron Simmons being world champion. I mean, you watch that match. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Watch Ron Simmons and Vader. And Ron Simmons beats Vader clean. 1, 2, 3 with the power slam. Watch it. There's a guy in the back, maybe a teenage kid, comes running up, unglued, unhinged. Because that's the type of thing that you just, that's that unexpected win. That's that unexpected coup de grace. That, like, wow. Because, you know, going into it, you didn't think Ron Simmons was going to, you knew it was going to be a good, hard match, whatever, but you didn't expect Ron Simmons to come out on top. Guess what? Beat him clean. And the people erupted. That's what it was. After that, well, you know, you can always read about or listen about what happened, what was going on with WCW at that time, which was a big, giant show of feces. But Ron Simmons, you know, that was something big that Bill Watts did. So, you know, there are things that Bill Watts did in the Mid-South, the feuds, you know, Hacksaw Butch Reed, doing a whole lot, JYD, Ted DiBiase, a lot of them guys, man. I mean, you can still watch it, still holds up today. It's good stuff. So, you know, that's just my general talk about Mid-South. If you want me to discuss anything in depth on it, on what I feel or what I know, opinions, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom there. It's probably like, I don't, this might be reversed, but here, I'll go right there, right. How about that? And, you know, I'll make another video and we'll take it from there. So, Mid-South, great territory. Lots of great matches came out of there. Lots of great talent. Bill Watts knew what he was doing, but, you know, when the economy takes a crap in your area, what can you do? So, he's made a lot of progress, and I think it helped wrestling move forward in steps, a little bit ahead of its time. So there we go. That's it. See you later.